Well, hey there. Welcome to the Pawpaw Chronicles and more with Jim. It's a chilly morning. Got my jacket on. We're only supposed to get up in the mid-50s today. Now, one of the reasons why I'm here is to talk to you about this particular tree, which I posted a picture of it on the Facebook group, Pawpaw Chronicles. And one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about is rootsuckers. Most of you out there that follow know that I'm an individual that works with rootsuckers quite a bit. Now, the tree I'm standing beside is not a cultivar. It's a wild seedling. In fact, it's the only wild seedling that I've allowed to grow on the property. That being said, I'd like to share some thoughts with you and a little bit of history about this tree. The tree, when I first planted it, it had one main leader coming up the tree, and it started to die out. It had issues going on, and what had happened was we had suckering going on, not from the root system, but from the stump of the tree. And I came out here and I scoured the ground up, and I took care of the ground as far as amenities and everything to try to help the tree. And then the growth that started coming from that stump, I went ahead and allowed that to grow, thinking, all right, the photosynthesis and the chlorophyll that this would collect would also help the tree. But I still continued to allow that to grow. The tree itself, the main central area of the tree, it's still alive, but it's a seedling. Now, around the tree, I did not allow any. I didn't allow any of the root suckers to grow, except for maybe one or two of them. And one of them's over here behind me that I will be grafting onto next year. It's already been cut loose from the parent tree. But that's not the only reason why I'm here. Did you know whenever you graft a tree, the tree's life expectancy is lowered? Normally around 20-25 years in an average, they'll start to die out. And whenever they die out, naturally what the pawpaw will do is start sending out suckers, like this one did. Now, let's talk about grafting. If I was to graft on to a wild seedling, in other words, a seed that came from the wild and it grew up, and I decided I'm going to change it over to a cultivar, eventually it'll get to a point to where it's going to die out, and once it dies out, it's going to start sending growth up just like this one right here did. So I went, let's say my cultivar was a Susquehanna. Well, once that Susquehanna dies out, what grows out from the stump will not be Susquehanna. It will be whatever the seedling is. And that's one of the reasons why I would suggest, if you're going to graft and you want to have good pawpaws, go with a seedling that comes from a known cultivar, like a Susquehanna, an overlease. Sunflower is used quite a bit as far as rootstock, you know, the seeds from a sunflower. You grow the seed out. They utilize sunflower cultivar for grafting material. But the thing about it is, once it dies out and you start getting growth from that seedling, the seedling is going to be somewhat a variation of the parent tree that it came from. So if you're utilizing wild seed, and let's say the wild seed that you collected wasn't too good, the fruit wasn't that good, and you decide, well, I'll just grow the seed out and I'll graft it. And then the cultivar dies out, that same one that you decided to utilize seed from is going to be a variant of that parent tree. Not so good a pawpaw in your initial opinion of that fruit. So if we take seeds from known cultivars, you're going to get a variation of that known cultivar from that seedling if and when your grafted tree decides to die out. I have to say, this is probably one of the most beautiful trees as far as the fall colored that is on the property. And it's more almost shaped, almost like what the shape of a pine would be. And I really enjoy looking at the tree in the landscape. For now, I'm going to leave the tree alone. I can utilize the flowers as a pollinator, and I've found that the fruit is not too awful bad. It's got pretty decent fruit. And yes, by the way, all these that come off the stump produce fruit. Anyhow, it's just a thought that I wanted to share with you. My name's Jim. If you like what you see, subscribe. Don't forget to click on that bell for any notifications. Any comments or questions that you may have, I welcome. Y'all have a God bless day.